Hello everyone, welcome back. We are on year 6, soon to be moving into year 7, and since I've got all my big crops and millions of gold out of the way, it's time to finally get on to some of that endgame stuff. In particular, the new quest and some of the new buildings that come after the quest. Currently, it is the 27th of fall on the 6th year. I have 5.87 million gold. I have earned a total of 5.69 million and I've played for just over 17 hours on this file. So now that we got all the boring numbers out of the way, I have to go see the guys at Joja to get this quest rolling. Actually, I lied. Today is a festival. I'm gonna do it tomorrow on the 28th of fall. It is now the 28th of fall and Joja doesn't open till 9, so I'm gonna go stand at the front door till then. This new endgame quest is started once you complete the community center, either by gathering all those items or by buying it all through Joja, and as I stated earlier in this series, I had no intention of manually finding all the stuff for the community center, so of course I bought the membership and I'm about to finish it right now. So all I need to finish at this point is the bridge for 25,000 gold and the panning for 20,000. I believe I can only do one per day, so I'm going to have to come back tomorrow to finish the panning one. Those prices really are very low, considering how much time it actually takes you to find and complete all those manually with the community center. Buying them is just so much easier. While I'm waiting for Joja to open at 9, I decided to come and check out the quarry, which I have access to now that the bridge is done. I actually might have had access before because I had the minecarts active. Whatever the case, this is what the quarry looks like after you don't do anything with it for 6 years. Nothing exciting. 9 AM, time to buy my final item. Panning, 20,000 gold, easy. So that will be completed overnight. I understand there is a final cutscene once the whole thing is done. I'm not sure if that happens automatically or if I have to go to the community center and see it there. I've never actually been this far. 2nd of winter. The community center should be complete, so now I need to find out how to activate that final cutscene. Or maybe it's not actually required to start the quest, I'm not really sure. Okay, so here it is. As soon as you go to town after completing it, there's this cutscene. So one quick cutscene later, I'm not going to show it to you because yeah, I don't have to. They gave me a soda machine, so I'm going to go place that in my house and then head to the railway north of town. That's what the soda machine looks like. Now, as we enter this area, we should see a new cutscene. So to summarize that cutscene, basically the wizard had something stolen from him, so I'm completing a quest for him to help him get it back. So I need to go to the sewers now to see Krobus. And after talking to him, he is kind enough to help me out by opening this little doorway in the corner, which is normally sealed. And then we enter the mutant bug lair, which is full of probably my least favorite kind of enemies in the game, these things that turn into annoying flying things. They're not overly strong, however. The Galaxy Sword takes care of them fairly quickly. And I know you can also catch a new kind of fish down here as well. And there's also batteries lying around for some reason. I'm not sure if this is a glitch or this is supposed to happen, but every time I touch these batteries they act like a weed. Maybe someone could clarify that for me. I'm obviously missing something. It's definitely cool to see a new playable area. It's been a while since we had one introduced, and this one definitely has a very unique feel to it. Although it's not necessarily huge, it's fairly easy to navigate, so if you ever get here, just keep on heading upwards, and it's not very far until you find the chest, which holds the Dark Talisman. Now I just simply take this Dark Talisman back to the railroad area north of town and place it on that barrier that's blocking the cave in the northeast corner. And that looks something like this. The barrier simply flies away. Inside we find a teleporter. Walking into it we disappear and reappear in the swamp. Another new area. I believe there's also another new kind of fish to be caught here. And we find this guy blocking the way. Now, in order to get him to move, we need a void mayonnaise. Conveniently, I've already gathered everything I need to make a void mayonnaise. It's just a matter of actually creating it. So a mayonnaise maker is made from 15 wood, 15 stone, 1 earth crystal, and 1 copper bar. I gathered those ingredients in one of the last episodes, so that's easy to make. And then I bought a void egg from the traveling merchant south of town. I can't remember how much it cost. It was several thousand gold. So I placed that in the egg maker, and I'm just going to go to bed to speed up the process, and by tomorrow I will have my void mayonnaise. Just like that, it's ready. Now all we have to do is take that to our little goblin friend. So let's see how he likes it. He seems to quite enjoy it, for some reason. And we now have access to the witch's hut, which looks just like this. Now what we're after is right here on the table. That is the magic ink that the wizard wanted all along. And going through that little teleporter that was on the bottom right of the floor, it teleports us to the wizard's basement. And one more cutscene. Now that I've completed the wizard's quest, I now have access to the magic buildings. First off is the Junimo hut, 20,000 gold, 200 stone, 9 starfruit, 100 fiber. Basically, the Junimos will harvest all the crops in the area for me, so that's pretty awesome because I really hate doing that kind of stuff. Next we have the Earth Obelisk, costs 1 million gold, 10 iridium bars, 10 earth crystals, warps you to the mountains. Simple and useful. Next, Water Obelisk, 1 million gold, 5 iridium bars, 10 clams, 10 coral. Obviously, warps you to the beach, also pretty useful, saves you all that walking time. And lastly, the most expensive item in the game, 10 million gold, a gold clock, prevents debris from showing up on your farm and keeps fences from decaying. That's one that I really want. I don't have 10 million gold currently, unfortunately, but it won't be long till I do. So between the gold clock and the Junimo hut, I would only ever have to plant crops. I wouldn't have to clear my field or worry about stuff like that, or harvest them. It would all be done for me. Simply seed them and let them go. And you're probably wondering what these are in the witch's hut. This one on the left is the Dark Shrine of Selfishness, and for 1 prismatic shard it will turn your children into doves because you don't want them anymore. The one in the middle is the Dark Shrine of Memory, and for 30,000 gold it will erase your divorced spouse's mind. Basically, if you divorce a spouse, this statue wipes a memory so you can start fresh with them again should you want to. This statue on the right is the Dark Shrine of Terrors. Once you touch it, it allows monsters to spawn in your farm at night, so for 1 strange bun it will prevent that from happening from that point forward. So unfortunately now I'm gonna have monsters on my farm. Luckily I'm just gonna have some little Junimos to do all my work for me anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. Speaking of which, I need to make one of those huts. Unfortunately I don't have any starfruit, and starfruit grows in summer. Or of course my greenhouse. That means I've got a bus to catch. I'm going to the desert to buy some starfruit seeds. Even in winter it's still a dry hot desert, despite its geographic placement right next to Stardew Valley. It takes 9 starfruit to construct the Junimo hut. I've bought 10 because an extra never hurts, so I'm gonna go and plant those in my greenhouse. That way by spring I should be ready to go with new crops that the little Junimos will harvest for me. Now to gently remove my very valuable ancient fruit. And just like that, in 13 days those will be ready to go, and then I can make my brand new building. Now that I've slept on it, I realize that that's only going to be enough starfruit for 1 Junimo hut, and I want a few, so I'm going to wait for Pam to show up and catch the bus back and buy some more starfruit seeds. I've just purchased another 50 starfruit seeds. That should give me in total 6 Junimo huts. That should cover a fair bit of ground. Being that this farm layout isn't really great for huge crops, that should serve me pretty nicely. If I need more in the future, I will simply make more. That also means that 50 more of my valuable ancient fruit plants need to die. At least they're ready today, so I'll get some value out of them before they die. And this is what 50 more starfruit seeds looks like, all planted. Now I'm actually going to go around and remove every sprinkler that's currently on my farm, because they're going to have to be all changed around anyway once my new huts come in. And I think iridium sprinklers are going to be much more efficient when it comes to these huts. All my sprinklers are up. In total I had 15 iridium sprinklers and 54 quality sprinklers. Now I'm just going to sleep until my starfruit and my greenhouse are ready. 20th of winter and all my starfruit should be done. Yes they are, so I'm going to gather those up. But I also need a lot of fiber and a lot of stone. The stone is easy, I can simply buy it. That's the whole benefit of having millions of gold. The fiber on the other hand, I'm gonna have to take some time to manually cut, but that's not the end of the world, it won't take that long. Of course, it would help if it wasn't winter when fiber is actually produced by all the weeds growing around, so I'm gonna have to wait for spring before I can even start harvesting it. In total, I'm gonna need 1200 stones and 600 fiber, and I'm just gonna gather that all in spring, so I'm gonna sleep right till then. Today is the first day of spring, and as you can see, lots of weeds have sprouted up, but I'm not actually going to harvest them just yet. I think that these weeds actually spawn more weeds around them over time, so the more I have out there, the more they should spawn in theory. Maybe I'm wrong about that, perhaps someone could correct me, but that seems to be what I've noticed along the way. So, I'm gonna wait another 20 days and see how many weeds I have at that point. Alright, it's the 20th of spring already, and it looks like there's lots of weeds, so I'm going to cut them all and see how many I'm left with. I've now cleared the majority of my field, and I've got an astonishing 80 weeds. Not nearly as many as I need, so I'm gonna go wander around and hopefully find some more. I feel like there's more out there, I just can't quite picture where they are right now. Since I'm totally failing at my weed hunt currently, I'm gonna head for the desert because I'm gonna grow some starfruit this summer and harvest them with my new junimo hut I'm going to make. I've bought another 100 starfruit seeds, that's going to be more than enough as I think I'm only going to have one junimo hut for this video, but that should be a good demonstration of what it does. I really can't seem to find any more weeds to produce fiber at all, so I'm going to sleep for a few more days and hope that my field produces me enough to close the gap. And I have 8 days left in spring, but I can produce a crop at any point really, late in summer or even fall if I have to. I've just slept through right till the 1st of summer because at the 1st of every season a whole bunch of new debris and weeds spawn, so that should give me the fiber I need to complete my hut. Thanks to summer, I now have a few more fibers. I'm now up to a total of 84, which really sucks. I really hope I'm not forgetting anywhere out there where I could easily be getting more. So for lack of a better idea at this very moment, I'm just going to sleep for a little while more and hopefully some weeds sprout up somewhere. 10 days later, hopefully there's some weeds out here. That's definitely pretty amazing. It's been 10 days and not one weed has showed up. For years it seemed like I could not keep the weeds away, and now I can't even get one to appear. I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep right till the start of fall because I just don't know what to do right now. Just like that, it's the 1st of fall and I hopefully have at least a few weeds out here to give me some fiber. I only need another 15 now, but given my current pace it's gonna take me 40 years to get there. 91 fibers. That's where we sit. I've covered my whole field. 91. I missed this guy. He gives me no fiber. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep right till spring. I've just realized on the 16th of fall that it might be stupid to wait all the way till spring because there could be weeds being produced as fall goes on, so I'm gonna take a quick look now and maybe I'll get lucky. Probably not though, nothing's really going my way this time around. It's probably because I've got all this grass in the way and the weeds no longer have room to spawn. Yep, that's probably it. Not one weed showed up in that entire time, so I'm just gonna sleep right till spring and start again. Just like that, it's the 1st of spring and I already like what I see. Lots of weeds, which give me that precious fiber. I'm actually gonna take a walk around before I cut them to make sure I'm gonna have enough. And I like what I see, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut them all. Finally, I've got all the fiber I need. I'm now up to 118 and I didn't even cut it all, so that's pretty awesome. That took a lot longer than it had to. But now I seem to have found another kind of flaw in this plan. The field I have is not really designed to accommodate a junimo hut to its full capacity, so I'm just gonna have to fit it in and it's gonna cover the spaces it covers. I'm gonna lose some of its space to the walls or river no matter how I place it. Anyways, now that I finally have all those ingredients, let's go look at this book and place my hut. I'm just gonna go ahead and place it right here. There is a slightly better spot I could use, but I like this spot. Now that I've got that over with, I need to go place some sprinklers and scarecrows around it to try and maximize the efficiency. Given the shape of my field, this is what the area it's going to affect looks like. It has a reach of 7 spaces to either side and above and 8 spaces below, which makes a neat square if you have the room for it. It actually has quite a reach. So in total, it should be able to harvest 283 plants. That's pretty considerable considering if you had only 10 of these huts, you'd have almost 3,000 plants harvested just by these guys. So in the morning when the store is open, I'm gonna head there and buy some seeds and we can see these guys in action. Now while I'm waiting for the store to open, I'm gonna lay out my sprinklers and scarecrows to see what kind of efficiency I can get. Scarecrows are obviously easy to place. They can just hang out on the outside of the perimeter and they should still cover the whole thing. Sprinklers are going to be a little bit trickier. I've just surrounded the area with scarecrows because why not? I have extras and this is the only area I'm going to plant for now. The store is open already, so I'm going to go ahead and buy my seeds. I've simply gone with 250 cauliflower. I don't think I'll even get that many planted given the space. I'm also going to fertilize them and we're going to see how this works. As absolutely ridiculous as this looks, I think I actually have every space covered now. So I'm going to go ahead and plant it and we'll find out tomorrow. This also puts some emphasis on why this field layout, the Hilltop farm, is not really great for the junimo hut. Or big crops in general, really. This is what it looks like all planted, and by my math there are 162 seeds down, which means it'll be 162 cauliflower in 12 days. I suspect there is definitely a more efficient way to lay out my sprinklers, but I just don't have the time right now to figure that out, so it is what it is. 12 days, a whole bunch of cauliflower, and easy profit. One thing I should have taken note on is what day I planted the cauliflower on because I already forget. I can't remember if it was the first or not. It probably shouldn't matter. I don't think they will start harvesting unless I play through some of the day, but I'm actually not entirely sure. My ideas for this video have not been a very streamlined process. And we now have a fairy showing up to help some of these cauliflower grow, so we're going to find out if you need to play through some of the day to harvest these. Okay, so clearly you need to play through some of the day to have the junimos come and do their harvest, because they would have been harvesting before now and I would have got a notification. Anyways, here they go. I also have some giant cauliflower that showed up, so it'll be interesting to see if they can harvest that or not. One thing I'm really curious about is how long it actually takes them to get through all this. If it takes them all day, then it's probably kind of actually a waste of time, because by the time you're at the late game, you might as well be harvesting all these because you probably have nothing better to do. But I'm just going to sit back and relax for a few minutes and watch these guys do all the work for me. Looking at it, I did actually miss a spot right behind the hut. It was hiding, so I'll place a sprinkler there now, just because. It just hit noon and these guys are pretty much done. They were obviously a little bit intimidated by the big cauliflower here and probably just couldn't reach this one. I assume that 12 o'clock is not a coincidence and they are normally done by then. That's not bad at all, considering if you're doing other things, 12 o'clock sneaks up on you very fast. So you can be out doing whatever it is you do and these guys will take care of your crops right by noon. And if you're anything like me, I like to go to bed pretty early, so that works out well. I'm going to go ahead and chop these and we'll see how much money we made off this crop. This worked out pretty good considering I took very little effort in doing this. I just had to chop the big ones. Cauliflower in bin. Noting that they are only regular quality despite being fertilized. I would assume that's because they came from the giant one. So it only processed 38 of them, which I got from the giant one. So I would assume I have to interact with the junimo hut itself to gather all my crop. Yes, as it turns out, you have to simply interact with the junimo hut and then collect them from there. That could take a little bit of time in itself, but not too bad. Definitely a lot faster than manually harvesting every one by one. Now, we'll see what we make tonight. It was 7,500 gold or so yesterday, plus whatever these are all worth. 37,000 gold, so that's a total of 45,000 gold that I basically just had to plant. Easy money, and that's what I'm all about. If I had a crop here that was one of the renewable ones, coffee or strawberries or whatever, I would just simply come touch the hut at the end of the month and they would all be there waiting for me. That is, as long as I was playing through some of the days. Obviously you have to play till at least noon on harvest days, or I don't think they will harvest. Anyways, that's actually going to be it for this video. I wanted to add a little bit more content into this one, but unfortunately due to my poor planning and bad luck, I ran out of time to do so. The one thing I still wanted to do was clear my quarry, level up to mining level 10, and then sit for maybe a year or so to see what appeared there. That's gonna have to wait for the next video. And once I determine what happens to your quarry when you're level 10, what it produces, I'm pretty much going to be done with this farm layout unless I come up with something clever. So I'm going to start one of the other farms. Any ideas about that would be appreciated, let me know. I have a few already, but the more the better. There's all sorts of different things I can do, I just need kind of an order to do them in. So let me know what you think of this video. Thanks for watching. Sorry I couldn't squeeze all the content I wanted into it, it was kind of a mess. But maybe that was entertaining. Thanks for watching.